Hello students, I welcome you all to the first class of consumer behavior. In the upcoming videos, I'm going to explain you each and every concept under the consumer analysis. This video is helpful for the students of BBA and BCom honors for their subjects of microeconomics. So let's start with it. Consumer behavior. The first question is, why do we study consumer behavior? As they say, just like necessity is the mother of invention, demand is the mother of production. It is actually the demand of an economy that decides the growth in any economy. That is the only reason we study the consumer behavior in an economy, because we want to analyze or find out the demand in that economy. Demand is equal to desire plus ability plus willingness. Desire is a need or a want for a particular commodity. Ability is the purchasing power to pay for that commodity. And willingness is the consent to pay for that commodity at that particular period of time. If these three things are there, then it is presumed as a demand from a consumer side. So now we understand why do we study the consumer behavior. So let's move on to the first step under the consumer analysis, that is called utility. It is the first brick to understand the entire consumer behavior. Utility. Now, what is utility? Utility is actually the want satisfying property of a commodity. It is a psychological satisfaction. It is a feeling of happiness, pleasure, or well being that a consumer derives from the consumption of the commodity. This behavior, this utility derivating behavior of a consumer is going to help us understand that why a consumer is ready to pay a certain price for a certain commodity. For example, when we go out for a dinner and we have dinner, we are completely full, we are not hungry. So we do not buy another meal. We don't want to spend on another meal. But as soon as I move out of the restaurant, I go and purchase an ice cream. I'm ready to spend money on that ice cream even if I am not hungry. Why does a consumer does that? A rational consumer or a logical explanation is not there. But we know that that ice cream is going to give me a certain level of satisfaction, a certain level of pleasure. So for that consumer, at that period of time, when he is not hungry, he is still ready to pay for that ice cream because he is deriving some utility from it. So to understand the consumer behavior, the first step we go through is the utility behavior of a consumer. Let's understand a little more about utility. Number one, it is a relative concept. That means it varies from person to person. So let's say, for example, alcohol, it has no utility for non-drinkers. People who do not drink, they are not going to pay for alcohol because they don't have any utility for it. That is the reason we understand this concept of utility under microeconomics, because this can only be understood from individual's point of view. Therefore, it is a relative concept. It varies from person to person. Another thing that is very unique about utility is that it can be different at different times for the same person. So for example, when there is no rain, when it's not raining, umbrella has no utility for me. On the other hand, while it's raining, yes, I need umbrella, I will be paying for it. So utility is a relative concept. It varies from person to person, and it can be different at different times for the same person. So therefore, whenever we understand the consumer behavior, we always use the term at a particular period of time. Now let us understand some more concepts about utility. The first thing is total utility. Now, total utility means all of us know whenever a consumer consumes something, he doesn't go with just one unit of anything. He might buy a certain number of units for a product. So, the sum of all the utilities derived from the consumption of all the units, that is called total utility. Take a look at the table. When I consume first unit of commodity X, I get 20 utils of satisfaction. So the total utility by consuming one unit is 20. As soon as I consume the second util, second commodity, from the second unit I get 16 utils of satisfaction. So from the first I get 20, from the second I get 16. So the total utility derived from the consumption of both the units of commodity X is 36. That is 20 plus 16. Similarly, as I keep on adding the utilities that I get from various units, I get the total utility. Second concept under total utility, under the concepts of utility, is the concept of marginal utility. Now, marginal word means additional, extra. So, it is the utility that are derived from the consumption of one additional unit. So, if we take a look at the graph, the first unit of commodity X gives me 20 utils of satisfaction. So, that is the marginal utility of unit 1. The second unit gives me the satisfaction of 16 utils. So that is the marginal utility of unit 2. Similarly, with the consumption of third unit, I get 13 utils of satisfaction. That is the marginal utility of third unit. And so on, we can find out the marginal utility with the consumption of every additional unit. Also, the formula for marginal utility can be total utility at n units minus total utility at n minus 1 units. So, if we use this formula, we can find out the marginal utility at unit n. So, these are some of the concepts of utility. I hope you all understand these concepts. In the next video, we are going to understand how to measure utility.